This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, what I will do now is that I will pass. I have declared the variable a with value 1. Okay, now what I will do is that I will increment a this statement a equal to a plus 1. Okay, this statement can be written like set. No need of again writing a equal to and all. Simply we can write it like this. Okay, now we will display the result. Hope you understood the code. Okay, what I have did here is I am declaring the variable a and I have initialized the value 1 into a. Okay, and I am trying to add 1 to the value a. Okay, that is what I had I have did here. Okay, and this statement can be written like this. So I will make this particular statement as a comment. Okay, now I will try to display the result. Okay, Alt F9, showing the errors. Expression syntax. What is that expression syntax? Correct. Can you understand what is the error here? Okay, it's good actually to see the errors here. See, after void main, I have opened this type of brace, and while closing in the end, I have used this type of brace. So I must use this type of brace. Okay, for a simple change, I got 3 errors. Simple mistake. See, for a simple mistake, I got 3 errors. I am changing that into the original how it was. Okay, see the errors. It is showing the 3 errors that I have committed. Expression syntax is 1 in 11th line, and the statement missing in 12th line, and compound statement missing in the 12th line. So all belongs to only one error. Like if you miss this kind of thing, like a flower base in the last of the program for a function main, it will throw you these kinds of errors. Okay, now we will compile. No errors. Control F9. So see, so this is the first initially the value of a is 1. Okay, this statement has incremented the value by 1. It doesn't mean that if you add a more number of pluses, number of ones will be increased. This is just to increment the value of a variable by 1. That's it. Okay, don't get confused again and again. Once again, I'm think of continuing. I will have some water. Okay. So now we will remove this. We will make this as a comment. I will make this one as the main statement and we will run it. The result is 2 again. So both the statements are same. No need to worry. We can write either of the statements for our result. Any statement is okay for us. Okay. So this is what increment is, and decrement is like the same. if you are going to write a minus minus, it is going to decrement the value by 1. So I will write it like 2. Okay. So after reducing 1 in A, the result should be 1. Correct, right? From 2, if it is reduced by 1, the result is 1. So logical complement operator, we will see when it is needed, no need of now. This is what that particular program is sample for that. Next one is a relational operators. Okay, this is what we have seen yesterday. Example, if we are having two variables, okay, if two variables are there and if we want to compare those two variables with the values what it has, like simply like if x equal to 5 and y equal to 10, you know, I am having a equal to 2, b equal to 3. Okay, now what should I do here is, okay, what we are doing here is we need to check if the value of x is equal to y, we need to print this statement. If a equal to print percentage. Okay. Values are same. Okay. Now initially I will change it here. Change the values later. So now here a and b values are same. See, values are same. Okay. Now, if a is less than b, b is bigger. Okay, now what should happen here is a value is 2 and b value is 3. Okay, a is 2 and b is 3, so both are not equal. The statement will be skipped. So automatically it will go to the next. If a is less than b 2 and a is 2 and b is 3, it's true. So this statement should be executed. B is bigger. Okay, suppose if I write like this, what should happen? If a value is greater than b, a is bigger. So a is bigger. Okay, that is what the result is. A is bigger. Okay, now I will change the value here. The initial value to. So here a is 2 and b is 3. So this statement should fail, this statement should fail, and this statement alone should pass. So we will check whether it is working or not. Correct, it is working. So it is checking each and every statement in a sequence order and it is executing. If somewhere in the sequence, if it is true, that particular statement is getting executed and the loop is coming out from the function. Okay. Okay. If repeating again, if some of the statement, if statement becomes true, okay, we are having multiple statements here. If of a equal to b, if of a less than b, if of a greater than b. We can write any other statements here. Okay, here, a greater than or equal to, a less than or equal to, any other statements we can write. Right. Okay. If any statement is true, that particular print statement below that will be executed and the control will come out of the main function. Okay, understand that one. For that purpose only, I have changed the values and I have shown them. Okay, logical operators, we will see that later. Conditional operators, we have seen this one yesterday. Bitwise and bitshift we will see later. Say that we will get confused. Okay. Next one is the size of operators. Size of operators we have already seen. Okay, this size of operators is simply nothing but it displays the size of the data type what we are using for the variable. Okay, for example, if we declare int a, it will declare how much of the size is allotted to the variable a. Okay, so make all this. Okay. Now I have declared integer variables a and b. Now I would like to see the size of variable a. How much bytes is it? Okay, because the memory stored in bytes. Okay, 2 bytes. I haven't written it. Now I have written. So control 2 bytes. So variable a value doesn't matter. If it is a variable, it will be defaultly allocated 2 bytes. Okay. If we look into char, char a, size of variable a, here we are saying it as a character, right? So we need to like percentage size of a, 0 bytes. So it is a error here. Some program, compiler error. We will see that later. Okay, it's a compiler issue. Some sort of compiler issues will happen. No need to worry about it. Next is incremental and decremental operator. Okay, we have seen what is this plus plus and minus minus. Okay, See here, this is a small program. What we are doing here is we are okay, we are declaring the integer variable I, okay, and we are writing a for loop statement. The for loop statement will be like this. What does the for loop statement do is this for loop statement will print the values from 0 to 49. Okay, how it can print from 0 to 49 is initially the control will come to this point, okay, and it will check till which value it should increment till 50. So we start from 0 to 49. Okay, if the value of I is 49 till 49, the value of I will be getting executed, okay, with the help of this I plus plus statement. Okay, for of I equal to 0, I less than 50, and I plus plus, this particular statement will print the I value for 50 times. Okay, we will see this. Write the same program that won't confuse you. Zero, I less than 50, plus plus. Then what does it do? This particular, I didn't write semicolon after first statement. Okay, you need not write the semicolon after the first statement. Please be clear in that. Okay, percentage will be. Okay, what I have did now, I have written a first statement to print the I value from 0 to 49. Okay, undefined symbol A. What is the error here? I have declared int I and I am trying to print the value of A. It is scolding me. Why are you writing like this? Okay, no errors now. Control F9. See. Slash P. What does this thing mean? Slash P. Okay, it gives a tab after printing one value. Okay, now see the result. It gives one tab space after printing one value. Okay, now see the change. Now what you have observed here is the values are printed from 0 to 49. Okay, the values are printed from 0 to 49. Why? Because in program I have given like the values from 0 to I less than 50. If the control here after incrementing reaches 49, okay, it will be executing. If the increment is, if the value is incremented to 50, if I is 50 and 50 less than 50 means they both are equal, so the control will be getting exited, so and the result will not be displayed at that time. Okay, if I write like this, now I will find some change. See, I can see the result of a 50th value also. Okay, in the bottom first row column. Okay, 50th, I can see the 50th number also. Okay, so what we need to understand here is that if I want to again make the values from 1 to 50, I can do change here. from 1 to 50. Now I will get 50 values again. So 1 to 50. So from 0 it is not going to print. Okay, everything is in our hands actually. In writing the statement how we want our values to be printed. Okay, if we want it from 0, then we can remove this one. Many people will do small mistakes here. Okay, if I give a /n, each and every number will be printed in the next line. Okay, that's it. And decrement also same, but here in decrement what we are doing here is I equal to 50, I less than, sorry, I greater than 0, I minus minus. So see here, why we need to write I greater than 0 is we are coming in reverse now. Okay, we are printing the values from 50 to, sorry, 49 to 50 to 1. Okay, why? Because we are decrementing each and every variable of I by 1 each and every time when for loop is executed. Okay, so we will see the result. See, it is our reverse. 50, 49 to 1. Okay, this is what minus minus. This is what the increment and the decrement operators is. Okay, in this increment and decrement operators we are having two types of things. Okay, one is like a prefix increment and post-fix increment, and another is prefix decrement and post-fix decrement. You people might get it out. What is this difference between prefix and post-fix increment and decrement? Okay. Suppose you are giving this comment. This is not into program, not into worry. Okay, suppose if I give x equal to x plus plus. Okay, x equal to plus plus x. You people might think that both the statements are same. Okay, anyway, both the statements are nearly same, but they are not same. We cannot say that same in C language, and if a person doesn't know about C language, he must say that both the statements are not same. Okay, what is happening in this statement and what is happening in this statement? Suppose if x value is 2, okay, and if we are executing this statement, okay, what happens is the value will be incremented, okay, by 1, and it will be moved to x, okay, and the result will be printed. Repeating again, we are having x value 2, okay. If we execute this particular first statement, okay, 2 value will be incremented by 1, okay, by it will become 3, and the result will be moved to x. The x value will become 3 now, and it will be printed. Okay, when it comes to this statement, second statement, if you execute the statement x equal to plus plus x, the value of x is 2, the same value, x value of x is 2, it will be moved to this x. After that it will be incremented. Okay, so if you want to know the exact value of x, this kind of statement will be used much than this. Okay, so we are going to see these kinds of statements and these kind of statements in the coming session, so no need to worry. Okay, fine. Now see here, int x equal to 5. Okay, what we are doing here is value of x is initially 5. Okay. Now plus plus x. What does plus plus x means? It will increment the value and it will push the result. Okay. Here this will increment the value and push the result. Okay. Here what happens is this will increment the value and push the result into x. Okay, but here this one will increment the value and push the result into x after displaying the result. Okay, we will see this in an example when we are doing it in the editor. Okay, we will move to the next topic. Whenever the time comes, we will see. As of now, you simply understand we are having the increment operators, and in increment operators we are having the prefix increment operators with postfix increment operator. Okay. Next one is the control statements. What actually the control statement is? What actually the control statement is? Okay. Control statement. In C program, we are having main function. In main function, we are having many statements. Okay. There is some control that will be handled by the system to execute the statements present in the function. Okay. For example, we have seen these kinds of different statements, right? If statement, if a equal to b, next print statement, and if a less than b, print statement, if a greater than b, if print statement gets used. We have seen many statements present in a main function. Okay, so there are some controls that needs to be used without executing all the statements present. Why? Because we will see some example. If one person wants to move from another place, okay, he will be traveling from one place to another place. In between, if he comes to know that the route what he is traveling is having a more traffic jam or some sort of road damages or some sort of issues happening in the road such that he cannot go on that road freely. He will come to know while he is traveling on that road. So what he can do after coming to know that the route what he is traveling is not free to reach his destination on time. What he can do is he can take some other alternative path to reach the destination. Okay, the main motto here is to reach the destination. Similarly, the main motto of the control statement is to execute the program as per the request. Okay, the request is going to decide which control statements are to be executed to get the result. Okay, we are having more control statements here. We are going to see different control statements and we are going to understand how each control statement is going to act. We have just seen if a equal to b, okay, if a less than b, if a greater than b, there are also some sort of control statements. Okay, control statements control the order of execution in the C program based on data values and conditional logic. Okay, so these control statements will help to control the order of execution in a C program. So if we are having more number of statements, it is simply waste of time to execute all the statements if we want a particular part of the program to be executed. Repeating again, if we are having more number of lines of code, more lines in a program, and if we don't want all the lines of the program to be executed, what we can do is we can choose the control what we need to execute and we can complete our program in execution. Okay. Control flow statements, however, break up the flow of the execution by employing decision making, looping, and branching, enabling your program to conditionally execute particular blocks of the code. Okay, so these control flow statements are going to break up the flow. Yes, of course it is going to break up the flow. We might be having the flow from beginning to end of the program. Okay, what we are going to do here is we are going to break few statements in it, and we are going to execute only few statements in that program, and we are going to get the result. That is what the control statement will do. Okay, now here we will go to this program, you will understand somewhat. Now we are having if A equal to B, if A less than B, if A greater than B. Okay, so we are having these many statements. If the result is going to be matched with this, if A equal to B, this particular line will be executed, and these rest of the lines will be skipped or broken, and it will be the control will be coming out of the program, right? Similarly, the control statement will help in executing the wanted statement and skipping the rest of the statements in the program, and we are going to get the result. That is what the control flow statement is. Okay. Control statements, it describes the decision making statements. It describes the decision making statements. It will say that the which statement is to be executed. Okay. If then is of one control statement, if then else if switch. These are the different control statements. Okay, the looping statement. The looping statements are also there, and they are different from control statements. Why? Because it is not going to control the statement. It is going to repeat the statement for n number of times. This is what we just see for this for loop. For of I equal to 0, I less than 50, and I plus plus. So what we are going to observe here is that particular statement is going to be executed for n number of times in for loop, while loop, and do while. So they are called as looping statements. Looping is simply nothing but n number of times that particular statement is going to be executed. Once again. Next is branching statements: break, continue, return. We will see this in the program so that you can understand more clearly. The use of these statements is like if you are going to get the result, you are going to break the control and move the control outside the program and finish the execution. Okay, continue is like if you are going to get the result partly, and if you want to continue the execution in the function, then you will use the continue statement. Next, if you use the return statement return the value what it has in the variable. Okay, we will see that so that you can understand. If I say that more about it, you people will be getting confused. Okay, if we see that in the program, you people will be clear. There are four main categories of control flow statements. One is a sequence, next one is selection statements, third one is repetition statements, next one is a control or jump statements. Okay, in sequence statements, statements run one after the other. For example, we have just seen, okay, here, if the value of A is greater than B, then the statement will be executed, but this will not be printed. The statement will be executed, but the statement will not be executed. The statement will be executed, and the statement will be printed. Why? Because this condition is going to be true, and the other statements are going to be this kind. Other conditions are going to be failed. So, if which condition is going to be passed or true or the success, then that particular statements will alone be executed, and the rest of the statements will be skipped. So, what is happening here is if this particular if condition is going to be true, the above if conditions will be checked, but the statements under the if statement will not be executed. The statements, the if statements is if any of the if statement is going to be true, then that particular if statement's printf statement will alone be displayed. Okay, that is what you need to understand. That is what a sequence is. What is sequence is simply nothing but we will be having n number of statements. N number of statements will be executed in an order. Okay. Next, selection statements. This is what actually the selection statements. We are going to select which part of the selection statement we need, and we are going to check the condition, and we are going to display the result. Okay, if else, if switch. If you see the syntax, you will understand clearly. Okay, as of now, we just understand there are 4 categories of control flow statements. In that, first one is sequence, second one is selection statement, third one is a repetition. Repetition statements are nothing but for loop, while loops, and do while loop. Just now I said, if you want to display a particular statement or particular result for a number of times, then it is a repetition statement. Next is a transfer or jump statement. Okay, here we are having a break, continue, return, and go to. We will see this when we are discussing about the these keywords in the program, so that you can understand. If I say also, it won't be clear. Okay. Now, sequence structure. Statements run one after the other. If you are here, and if you want to reach here, you need to move towards this line, this box, and you need to reach this box. Stand up, turn right, walk to the window. These are the steps that you need to follow if you want to reach the window. Okay, if you want to reach the window, if you skip okay, this particular box, if you are okay, suppose if you are sitting in the chair, and if you want to reach to another chair, what you should do is you must first stand, and you must walk, and you must reach that particular chair, and you must take that particular chair to sit. Okay, if you stand and if you sit immediately, it doesn't mean that you have moved from one place to another place, right? So it doesn't satisfy the sequence of structure. It must be followed in a manner actually. That is what sequence of structure is. Now see here, we are having some small program here. Okay, the small program is simply nothing but which holds the student name. Okay, which holds the student roll number, which holds the students marks like Telugu mark, English mark, the max, science, and the social, and the total. Okay, and we are going to calculate the average also. Okay, and what we are doing here is we are going to enter the name. Okay, with the help of this scanf statement, we are going to take the input of the name. Okay, and we are going to take the roll number. Okay, we are going to take the 6 subject marks: max, English, science, social, Hindi, and Telugu. Okay, and what we are doing here is we are adding all the 6 subject marks, and we are moving it to the total variable. Okay, we will be getting the 6 subjects total marks into the total variable. Now we are going to find the average. Average is simply nothing but the number of subjects, I mean total of the number of subjects by number of subjects. Okay, total by number of subjects. We are having 6 subjects, right? Telugu, English, Hindi, 3, 4, 5, 6. Max, science, and social, 6 subjects. So we will be getting the average here. Next is a student name. Okay, this will print the name of the student, and this will print the roll number, this will print the total of the student, and this will print the average of the student, how much it has scored. So this is the result. Okay, next, selection structure. Depending on a condition, do one thing, otherwise do something else. Now I am here. Okay, I cannot decide now itself to do something. Okay, for example, you people are writing intermediate examinations. Okay, If you want to apply for next level of your education, that is a degree, let it be engineering or whatever the group it might be, okay. It might be okay. When you can apply or when you can decide what to study is like it depends on the marks what you have scored in your intermediate. Okay, if you score good marks and with good rank in MCET examinations, okay, you can decide which thing to be done. For example, now you are here intermediate. Now you have written the intermediate examinations and the result has come. Okay, and if you have scored good marks, then you will achieve what you want. If you have not scored good marks, you can't achieve. Similarly, you are going to see outside if it is raining, okay? You people are going to take an umbrella and you are going outside. If it is not raining, then you will simply wear the sunscreen and you will start moving. Okay, that is what. The if statement executes a block of the code only if the specified expression is true. Okay, now what we need to understand here is this is the syntax of the if statement. If A equal to B, we have just seen that A equal to B. If this particular statement is true, this particular statement will be executed. If this particular statement is not true, it will skip this if statement and this statement and it will move to the next if. Okay, here if is a keyword in C programming language. This cannot be used as a variable. Okay, if the value is false, that is what if the if statement is going to fail. Okay, then the if block is skipped and execution continues with the rest of the program. That is what we just discussed. If flowchart. If the temperature is greater than or equal to 85, okay, it is like it is very hot. We must print it is hot. If the temperature is less than 85, like if it is 84, then it should print false. If it is 84 or 83 or 60 or whatever it could be, okay, it should print it is not hot. We haven't written here, okay, we must print it is not hot. Okay, if statement, if A equal to 10 and B equal to 20, if A is 10 and B equal to 20, is this particular statement true? It is false, so this will not be printed. If A is 10 and if B is 20, this is true. A is less than B, so this statement will be printed. Okay. If the else statement, this is if statement, this is if else statement. We are using both ifs here. Okay, we are going to use if and else here. Syntax will be this one. Okay, the if else statement is an extension of the if statement. The if statement is nothing but it is an extension of the first if statement will be used if we have more number of conditions to be satisfied. We will use the if else statement. If else is also again a keyword. If the statement in the if statement fails, the statement in the else block are executed. Okay, in previous situation, if one if condition is going to fail, it is going to the another if condition. Here, if one if condition is if the if condition is going to fail, it will print the else condition defaultly. We will see the program so that you can understand more clearly. If the grade is greater than 60 of a candidate, you will print that you are passed. Okay, if the grade value is 59, it means that you are failed. We are going to have only two things, one is pass and another one is fail. Greater than or equal to 60 means you are passed. If it is less than 60, Okay, it could be like 59 or 58 or 40 or 20 or 10, whatever it could be. Everything is failed. Okay, so see the result. The program here. We are declaring two variables a, b. Okay, if the value of a is greater than b, a10, b20, it is false. So defaultly I have not written another statement if of a is less than b here. I have simply written the another statement printf of b greater than. Okay, so that is the difference here. Instead of writing the condition again, defaultly I know that b value will be greater than a if this condition is going to fail, and I will write it in a statement and I will print it. Okay, this is if else. Next, else if. Okay, this happens if we are having less number of conditions. Okay, like we are taking two variables and we are checking the variables, we are checking two variables in its greater number, and we are displaying, so we need only one if and one else. If we are having more numbers like 5 numbers, then these two if and else are not sufficient. In that situation, what we need is we need this kind of statements. Okay, we need these kind of statements. If we are going to write one condition here, and if it is going to fail, we will go to else if it is going to fail, we will go to next else if, like that till we reach our condition. Okay, we will see the program. We are going to take a b c values input. Okay, and we are going to check initially if a is greater than b. If a value is greater than b, okay, it is going to enter the loop. If this particular a greater than b is going to fail, if b value is greater than a here, this particular if loop will be skipped and it will go to here. Okay, here what we can observe is we are having a one if inside another if. This is called as a nested if. Okay, so what we can observe here is we are having nested if this particular if statement is going to be true, it is going to enter. Okay, if it is going to fail, this particular statements, these number of particular statements from this flower bracket to this flower bracket will be skipped, and it is directly coming to else. Okay, we will see this program execution in tomorrow's class. Okay, today the time is over. Okay, so that we can if we start typing now also it will be over, so we will start with this program tomorrow and we will see the execution and we will make it clear. Okay, so far hope you people are understanding the sessions. Okay, try attending the sessions regularly so that you can gain some knowledge. Don't think that it is a waste of time by attending the classes. Okay, something you learn that will always benefit you. So try to understand why I am saying this. It will help you in a much good manner in coming days while you are studying. Okay, okay, guys. Then thank you. We will meet tomorrow. Yeah, bye.